Royal Caribbean International is known for having the largest cruise ships at sea. The most recent of these monstrosities to make headlines is Icon of the Seas, set to start sailing in early 2024. At 6 times the size of the Titanic, Icon of the Seas is a true marvel of engineering, bringing several firsts to the cruising industry. We will get to Icon here later on in this video. Today though, we are going to go through each class of ships Royal Caribbean operates as of July 2023. Please remember to like and subscribe for more vacation content like you are about to watch. Starting off with the smallest and also oldest class of ships Royal Caribbean operates, this is the Vision Class. This class includes Legend of the Seas and Splendor of the Seas, which originally weighed in around 70,000 gross tons. Also, you have Enchantment of the Seas and Grandeur of the Seas, which originally weighed in around 73,000 gross tons. Lastly, there was Rhapsody of the Seas and Vision of the Seas, weighing in at around 78,000 gross tons. All of these ships, with the exception of Enchantment of the Seas, have a normal capacity of around 2,000 guests and a maximum capacity of around 2,400 guests. In 2005, Enchantment of the Seas received a 74-foot midsection extension, increasing the weight to about 83,000 gross tons. This also increased her normal guest capacity to 2,252 and her maximum capacity to 2,730 guests. Splendor and Legend are no longer sailing with Royal Caribbean, leaving Grandeur as the oldest Vision Class ship built in 1996. All Vision Class ships feature over 2 acres of glass, an indoor and outdoor pool, 4 outdoor and 2 indoor hot tubs, a rock climbing wall, jogging track, and spa and fitness center. Each ship couple have small variations from each other when it comes to extra bars or the Windjammer Cafe layout, but all share the same main venues like the theater, casino, and Viking lounge. Enchantment of the Seas features an extra outdoor pool courtesy of the hull extension. Vision Class ships are among the favorite ships of classic cruisers and have a loyal following no matter what port they are sailing from. These ships may not have all of the bells and whistles the newer ships have, but they can get into smaller ports the newer, larger ships are too big to enter. The Port of Baltimore is a perfect example of size matters. A Vision Class ship sails from Baltimore year-round, taking New England, Bermuda, and Caribbean itineraries, but any ship larger is too tall to pass under the Key Bridge at the mouth of Baltimore Harbor. This is why, even though these ships are over 25 years old, there is no indication Royal Caribbean is getting rid of them anytime soon. The next class was the largest cruise ships in the world at the time of construction, as well as the first ships at sea to have an ice rink. This is the Voyager Class. All ships in this class are between 38 and 140,000 gross tons and have a normal capacity of around 3,200 guests and a maximum capacity of around 3,900 guests. Voyager of the Seas was the first to be constructed in 1999, followed by Explorer of the Seas, Adventure of the Seas, Navigator of the Seas, and Mariner of the Seas. These ships were the first in the Royal Caribbean fleet to have the Royal Promenade, which is the mall concept being the main way through most of the length of the ship. Surrounded by shops, bars, and restaurants, the Royal Promenade was a huge success and addition to the Royal Caribbean experience. In addition to the Royal Promenade, Voyager Class ships all have at least 3 pools, a basketball court, rock climbing wall, mini golf course, and the already mentioned ice rink. Navigator and Mariner were constructed with glass stateroom balconies that extended over the main superstructure, as well as having a larger Windjammer buffet. Navigator was also the first Voyager Class ship to have Flowrider installed as well as an outdoor movie screen at the same time. After all ships have had retrofitting, all Voyager Class ships have Flowrider surf simulators and water slides. In 2018, Royal Caribbean announced that Oasis of the Seas, Freedom of the Seas, and all Voyager Class ships would be amplified, adding new attractions to these ships. However, COVID-19 postponed the amplification for Adventure of the Seas until 2021. Voyager Class ships that were amplified received water slides, laser tag, pull, and bar work. The Voyager class were the first true megaships at sea and were met with huge accolades. These ships were the start of the ships being just as much the destination as the ports they were visiting. My wife and I are sailing on Adventure of the Seas for our 5-year anniversary, and we are excited to get a taste of the Voyager class. Next up is a smaller, more environmentally friendly class of ship with a gas turbine engine rather than the traditional fuel oil most ships use. This is the Radiance Class. Radiance of the Seas, Brilliance of the Seas, Serenade of the Seas, or Jewel of the Seas all weigh in at 90,090 gross tons and feature over 3 acres of glass each. Radiance class ships have a normal capacity of around 2,100 guests and a maximum capacity of around 2,500 guests. Because of these gas turbine powered ships, they are prime candidates for Alaskan cruises where environmental regulations for ships are much stricter than other destinations. These ships also offer the first self-leveling billiards tables at sea, a retractable roof over a pool, another outdoor pool, a 2-level dining room, glass exterior viewing elevators, and over 700 balcony staterooms. The Radiance class ships were built to the Panamax size, allowing them to pass through the Panama Canal before it was expanded in 2016. Serenade of the Seas is scheduled to complete a 274-night world cruise scheduled to depart on December 10, 2023. This world cruise sold out very quickly and is also the longest cruise offered by any cruise line. Royal Caribbean took a step towards their roots with the Radiance class ships with a more contemporary approach with modern touches, and these ships are loved by many. Our next class are longer versions of the later Voyager class ships, but at the same time of construction took a title of world's largest cruise ship from Queen Mary II. This is the Freedom Class. Weighing in at around 156,000 gross tons and a capacity of nearly 3,700 guests normally, and between 4,400 and 5,000 maximum guests depending on the ship. These ships are almost 20,000 gross tons larger than Navigator of the Seas. Freedom of the Seas debuted in 2006 along with her sister ships in 2007 and 2008, Liberty of the Seas and Independence of the Seas respectively. All Freedom class ships have the same amenities as Voyager class ships with the addition of a kids H2O zone, a boxing ring, and hot tubs cantilevered over the side of the ship. After all 3 ships were retrofitted later on, all received water slides, among other amplified attractions. In 2018, Independence of the Seas had the first trampoline park at sea added to the ship, along with laser tag, her water slides, and an escape room. In 2020, before COVID-19 shut the world down, Freedom of the Seas received her amplification, which redesigned the pool deck and more. Freedom class ships take the style the Voyager class ships started and took them to the next level with the addition of even more activities, attracting more passengers to this ship as much as the destination. These ships are among favorites for families with younger children because all of the activities on board without being on a ship the size of what we are going to talk about next. The next class has been the reigning world's largest cruise ship since its introduction in 2009 and is one of the most well-known classes of Royal Caribbean ships. This class will hold the title for almost 15 years until Icon of the Seas is put into service. This is the Oasis Class. At around 227,000 gross tons, Oasis Class ships blow Freedom Class out of the water by almost a full Vision Class ship, or 70,000 gross tons. The first 4 ships, Oasis of the Seas, Allure of the Seas, Harmony of the Seas, and Symphony of the Seas, are all very similar in gross tons, around 226,000 gross tons. All 4 of these ships have similar guest capacities as well, around 5,400 guests normally, and around 6,700 guests at maximum capacity. However, Introduced in 2022, Wonder of the Seas weighs in at almost 237,000 gross tons, almost 10,000 gross tons heavier than her sister ships. Wonder of the Seas also increases her guest capacity to 5,700 normal and almost 7,000 maximum guests. Utopia of the Seas is the 6th Oasis Class ship and first Oasis Class ship to be powered by liquid natural gas. She is scheduled to enter service later in 2024 and will be similar to size of Wonder of the Seas. These ships all have the amenities you would be used to having on any Royal Caribbean ship, with the addition of a zip line, the tallest slide at sea, an aquatic theater, ice skating rink, flow riders, water slides, and a moving bar. If you have seen a Royal Caribbean commercial, chances are it has an Oasis Class ship as the main feature. This is due to the sheer number of activities to do on these ships. On a 7-day cruise, chances are you will not get to experience everything there is to do on these ships, which is why cruisers come back to Oasis Class ships. The second to last class has several distinct features that set them apart from the rest of the Royal Caribbean fleet. This is the Quantun Class. Debuting in 2014 as the second largest cruise class only behind Oasis Class, the Quantun Class weighs in at around 169,000 gross tons and holds around 4,200 guests normally. Quantum of the Seas, Anthem of the Seas, and Ovation of the Seas max out at 4,905 guests. The newer Spectrum of the Seas and Odyssey of the Seas, known as the Quantum Ultra Class, max out at around 5,550 guests. Odyssey of the Seas was the first ship to feature the large name on the side of the ship representing the bigger and bolder Royal Caribbean. All of the Quantum Class ships offer a technology-heavy offering of activities and entertainment. This includes robotic bartenders, Club 270, where the screens dance around, the North Star Observation Pod, a skydiving simulator, the Seaplex, which offers bumper cars, a trapeze school, and roller skating. Odyssey of the Seas offers a VR trampoline experience, as well as a VR room that the rest of the Quantum Class ships do not offer. However, there is more traditional entertainment and activities as well, with a rock climbing wall, flow rider, several pools and hot tubs, casino, and a theater. Quantum Class ships do not have ice rinks or Viking Crown Lounge that had been a staple on earlier Royal Caribbean ships. These ships also offer the dynamic dining option rather than the traditional single large dining room. Each night the menu is the same at all of these locations, but the theming at each location is completely different than the others. Quantum Class ships have taken the place of a lot of Alaska sailings, and for good reason, with how efficient these ships are, as well as the added benefit of the North Star. I have a cruise scheduled on Anthem and Odyssey in 2024, and I'm excited to see the differences in these ships, and will be my first experience with Quantum Class ships. Lastly, we have the highly anticipated new largest cruise ship in the world. This is the Icon Class. Icon of the Seas is set to enter service in early 2024 and recently completed her first set of sea trials, where she passed with flying colors. Currently, there are plans for 3 Icon Class ships, with the second ship, steel cutting, has started back in February of 2023, with an estimated delivery in 2025. The third ship has yet to be started and is scheduled to be delivered in 2026. Icon of the Seas will weigh in at 250,800 gross tons and will hold 5,610 passengers normally and max out at 7,600 passengers. She will also be the first liquid natural gas ship in the Royal Caribbean fleet. Royal Caribbean claims that Icon will have the tallest waterfall at sea, the tallest water slide at sea, the largest water park at sea, as well as the first suspended infinity pool at sea. Icon will also have a ropes course that goes over the side of the ship and around the crown and anchor, flow rider, rock wall, a swim-up bar, a kid's small water park called Splashaway Bay. I could go on and on about Icon, but I'm going to save going into too much detail for our Icon of the Seas walkthrough video, which you can watch after subscribing to this channel. Now, I know I did not mention any specialty dining options on any of the ships. If I would name each restaurant and bar that each ship has to offer, this video would be an hour long. With that being said, if you're interested in getting more information about dining and bar options on a specific ship, go to Royal Caribbean's website and go to the ship you're interested in. There, you can get even more detail on activities, entertainment, dining, drink, and so many other things. If you are still watching this video, I do thank you, and I do hope that this information was helpful for you. Please remember to like and subscribe for more vacation content. This is Justin from Adventure Away Vacations. Until next time, have a great one.